Actually, wait a minute. You can't hear me. You can't hear me, can you? Oh, hello. I think you can hear me now. dB, let's put it at 16 because the air conditioning is very loud today. Like it's really moving my bars. Really moving my bars. Hi, how are you, everybody? Welcome to my computer screen. I recently did what's the new iOS? Oh, Montgomery. I recently updated to Montgomery, so I had to do all the things and stuff. I had to like reinstall certain things because they're on my external hard drive. And after this, yeah, we'll go ahead and I don't know why I still call it PSD when we're in Club Studio now. We're in the big leagues, baby. Hi. Okay, so where is the old production? It's right here. So I am gonna fade that out. And alright. Let's put in some new production because I actually changed the way that this page flows. And I do not like what happened here. Let me move in. What is that? I hate that. Look at that. Look at that pixel. Look at it. It's like it's broken. Oof. Hi, how are you? All the little things that bother me. Look at that. Look, it's like MS Paint. Listen to me talk about MS. I don't have a script, guys. I'm just gonna babble if there's no such thing as for me to follow. But don't worry. I actually don't have chat open. I apologize if anybody is gonna try to look at that. That's not where it goes. Okay, there it goes. I apologize if anybody has been trying to talk to me. I don't have chat open until now. Hi, hello. Yes. Chat is open now. And I am going to minimize little spot over here because I really don't like looking at people coming in and leaving and coming in and leaving because I get distracted. It makes me feel bad about myself. Well, no, not really. That's not true. Don't believe me. I don't feel bad about myself when I see people come in and then leave. I know that is completely normal. I do that. It's something like perfectly usual. Some people just pull out because they're not interested or because they don't have time or they have something else to do. So be it. So I reduced this. There were I think there were 11 panels here, and I reduced it down to 9. No, 10. I reduced it to 10. And so I kind of have to like redraw how I want everything. And I don't want to put the sketches within the panels. You can see over here, over on the bottom right corner. That is my right? Yes, okay. Forgive me. English is my technically third language, but really second language. But I taught myself to that left was right and right was left because in Spanish everything is short vowels instead of long. So I thought that anything that had the same short vowel sound would match in English. So like in Spanish, right is derecha, so that sound, it sounds like left, like like left, derecha, so like that flat, like short E sound. I thought that left was right. And izquierda is left. But because it had an I in it, and right has an I in it, I thought that that was right, but it was actually left. So sometimes I think about it way too much whenever somebody says go to your right, and I have to think, because I think, is it my right or the real right? Back on topic. Bottom right, you can see in every single square, every single, not square, but every group right here is actually a single panel. Hey, how are ya? Glad you could come. So every single, I was talking about the panels. Every single panel is a drop-down page. So this is very nice. And it's good for me who has a hard time kind of keeping focus on certain things, so I can just focus on a single panel at the same time. So every time I click on at the start of a drop down, it is just a single panel. So before that, what I would before I learned to do that, what I would do is that I would just have an entire sketch page open. Now let me see if that is highlighted. Does that mean that I can't draw? Oh, no, that's fine. Okay, so it is fine. So this stays same. Now I don't want the problem that I have with the previous one is that everything is just too scrunched together, and I'm trying to grow out of that. Not that I'm trying to go for a webtoon format, but I have been reading a bunch of webtoons lately, and it's very cozy. It's super cozy to read. It's just 1 to 2 panels at a time, and it's excuse me. And I as much as I really like that, I kind of don't want to abandon what I have been doing, or at least not without a plan. So that is what I am trying to accomplish today. But outside of that, I have been on a break from all social media until today. Today I went back to Twitter and I saw that it was on fire like usual, and then I left. And I met really good people through Twitter, and I don't want to leave it forever, but I can't have the app. I cannot have the app. I guess I'll just have to do Twitter. I'll just have to do Twitter through the computer like a boomer. I'm sure some people will mind, but I won't mind. I can't have that distraction anymore. You believe that it has been long enough that I actually have to look at the previous page. Hold on, let me go back here. I actually have it up here. It's really sad. At this point, I make like 3 pages a year. That will change, that will change. It's just... It's been an adventure. It's been an adventure, and unfortunately, it's... that has made everything I would like to do online the lowest priority. And that's, so be it. Give me just one moment. I am pausing the camera. Just for a moment. Hold on. You don't need to see me anyway. Nothing to see. No worries. What I'm doing right now is that I know for sure I can look at the previous page and I can kind of discern how much my style has changed in the last several months. And I know that this is going to be off for a little bit, but yeah, let's not think about that. Let's not think about how much I really want to avoid looking at my horrible work. But it's not horrible work. I just... Oh my goodness. It is December, everybody. Are you all okay with December? Is December a good month? I know it depends from person to person. Would you like to see my beautiful face? Well, my husband's in the chat. He'll want to see my beautiful face. Hello, honey. How are ya? It's December, and it hasn't felt like December for many years to me. And when I say that, I mean like that Christmassy, mellow, just general holiday feel. It hasn't felt like that for me for a very long time. And I think that happens to every single adult, but for me, it's been able to come on back little by little because of my little girl. You know what's funny about me is that I have lived nowhere further north than Orlando, Florida. Nowhere further north than Orlando, Florida, and I wish, and I really wish that it would be as cold as it gets now, every single day. Perfect weather is, for me, the perfect weather is like 62 degrees, sunny, with a little bit of wind. just cloudless sky, and if there's clouds, you know those like nice like quilty clouds. I forget what the actual cloud name that is. Somebody will surely tell me soon, but at the moment that has happened for like maybe the past 2 weeks, which is very rare in December. That's usually January weather. It's usually still hot here, and I guess that's all like the climate change thing happening and everything. But yes, I was surprised. I was surprised with how cold it was down in Florida. It's just been feeling good. I have a reason to wear a sweater for more than just like 2 weeks in the year. I kid you not. I am a sucker for like winter clothes, but I don't live somewhere where you can use winter clothes. And before I lived in Florida, I lived in Puerto Rico, and it doesn't get there. It doesn't get below, well, at least in the area where I was, it doesn't get below 70 degrees. So how could somebody who has lived in such a like hot, like horribly hot place in the Caribbean and then only moved up to Florida, how could somebody like me crave winter so much? I don't. I have this serious love for this time of year. And yeah, I know it's, again, it varies. I'm sure people up in Michigan don't really vibe with all the chill and the snow coming in all that early, but I appreciate it very much. So I've been feeling really good. So before, when I had previously mapped this, I had this as kind of like a bird's eye view perspective, which looked really strange because the room is very small. So this is actually going to be just like an over-the-shoulder thing. Now that is the proper way to do it, right? Because no, actually, no. I changed that. I remembered wrong. So let's start that over. Okay. As I was telling the truth first. Initially, this was gonna be like, you can almost see it kind of like him trying to pass her, but that's when he was still within the room. Now he is actually closer to the door, so I have him kind of like almost backing away instead, so it'll be kind of like an over-the-shoulder thing. So instead of drawing her, I should have drawn him instead. So I have this angle perspective. This is, yeah, that's probably fine, because yeah, I have him facing the other way. What was it that happened? You know what? I don't even want to think about it. But there was something that happened. Whether it was in the news or whether it was just some kind of weird blow up on Twitter, whatever it was, something happened. And then I was just, wow, I can't be here. Everybody, oh, the court case, whatever. I can't be around all these people with such, like, with their quote-unquote hot takes, which are the same takes as everybody else. They think that they're special when they're not. And just couldn't take all of it. I was very tired of having to hear everybody whining about problems that unfortunately are problems that are important, but they shouldn't have to be. I don't know. It's I left Twitter. I decided I wasn't gonna come back. This was like a week to a week and a half before Thanksgiving, and I decided I wasn't gonna come back until December. And I come back and like, I was away long enough to be like, you know, social media isn't anything special. They call me crazy, but I can live without it. I can very much live without it. Why aren't you? Oh. That's interesting. Did I? Oh, we're in avoidance here. Okay. So here we go. That's not what I want. I want... Hold on. That's interesting. Now, forgive me. This is stuff that I'm still unfamiliar with, so I'm trying to find out why I cannot work within. I can't work within it. Yeah, for some reason I can't work within it. Okay. Well, no worries. So I'm gonna block that out. I'm sure it's something very, very simple that I'm overlooking. But because I'm not familiar with Clip Studio, I look like a silly just trying to figure this out. So I'm gonna take that off. I was like, oh, I don't know what it's doing, so I'm gonna turn it off. Here, turn it off. There we go. Turn it off. I see I was stopping it. That would usually be a really nice feature, but because I don't know how it works, it's not a nice feature. It's preventing me from being focused. Anyway. So it went from him going around to him just like walking right off, and then everything else should be normal production. What is it that I have to remove? I know for sure I have to remove something. Yeah, Twitter scares me too. Did that really happen? Did somebody really, it's like, rag on somebody because they drew Judy Hopps? Oh no. Oh no. What is life? Why do I live here? It's okay. Everything will be okay. Let's go back to production. I think the one that I have to completely take away is the one down here where she's chasing, like, the one down here is her chasing after him. So I have to move this down here and just kind of, yeah, I haven't even, there's a couple of times where I've tried to move art stuff over to Twitter, and I don't feel it. I don't like it. It feels so disorganized as a platform for at least for sequential art. For sequential art, I don't really like how it works. Anyway, let's do this pro production sketch here. So this is, Yeah, the framing is a little bit different on this one. And it's more like a parallelogram here. So it goes down. Oh no, I don't do none of that. You know, I actually found out something really interesting a little while ago. I found out, and I'm sure that I would have never found this out had I not been talking to whichever person let me know. But apparently, my comic actually angered a lot of people in a certain community or forum or whatever it was because of the way I represented the 9, which was I promise you, it sort of was on purpose, like wasn't on purpose, but also, you know, there was a little bit of like this militaristic nod to it, but I never really intended for the 9 to kind of be a reference to the Nazis. But you know, that kind of, I suppose that can kind of look like Nazi imagery to somebody. You know, this thing here. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit too based, but my very first thought was, why is it a bad thing if these are the bad guys? I'm not like glorifying them. I'm not glorifying any sort of you know, Nazi movement or anything. It's red and black. Is it because it's red and black? I remember I asked that. Is it because it's red and black? It's like, oh, and because it's symbols and it's the color scheme and it's militaristic or like secret organization type stuff. I'm like, they're the bad guys. Why are they upset? I didn't even look at what they said. I'm like, I don't have to bother with that. Yeah, it must be really, really nice to live with you know, with such few problems that you have to create them. That's all. That's all I have to say about that. It must be really nice to live with so few problems that you just have to make some out of the blue. That you have to just make up something to be mad about. I don't know. That's me. You don't have to agree. Nobody else has to agree with me. That's just me. But I guess artistically I kind of see where they're going, but morally I don't see why it's a bad thing. That's all there was to it. And sometimes you just kind of have to like back off from that certain perspective in life. And like I don't search my name. Like I think everybody who has had any sort of like decent clicks at any point in their life has searched their name on Google. I used to do that. And I think the funniest thing, I just find myself most of the time. I just find my own pages. But I remember one time I found a forum where people were discussing my art, and somebody was saying like, I hate the stuff that she draws now. I wish she would go back to SpongeBob stuff. Her new art is scary and ugly. And I'm just looking. I'm laughing. Like, maybe if I was 19 or 20, my feelings would have been hurt, but I think I was like 24 when I read that, and I just laughed and laughed. I can't. I can't even. Why hinge on other people's opinions? Like, I already have such bad opinions of myself. I already don't like how I plan things out, or how things don't really move according to how I want them to move. Like, I already am my worst critic. Yeah, that's gonna be the same. So that is gonna be the same. Just want to make sure that I have that same pose. All right. The best part about it is it's just how ridiculous the starting context is. Just what I do in general already feels a little silly. So you don't really have a lot of opportunity to like talk about this. Man, but this break from Twitter has been really nice. I enjoyed it very much. I am glad I did it. I feel a little bit smarter now. It feels silly to say, but I do feel a little bit smarter. And it's not that I became smarter, I feel like I did right by myself. I love everybody there. I love everybody that I watched there. I don't follow celebrity accounts. I don't do anything but just follow the people I care about, and people who inspire me, people who I care about, and all these like maybe somebody who like helps like give me ideas or anything like that. Outside of those people, there's really no reason to go on Twitter at all. It's the worst form of communication, and everybody kind of just gets all up at arms with each other. It's sad. Now, let me actually back away for a second. I'm popping into Scrivener, and hopefully it doesn't pop into the bottom screen. Ah, no, don't look. Oh my god. I was hoping it wouldn't pop into the bottom screen. It's okay, nobody saw anything. Okay. I need to look at the script. Don't look at it! Oh, I'm terrible. I did change things up a little bit. No, I was... Okay. I kept this part very vague. I just called it just after... Yeah, listen to my script. My script is like half actual script and half fan fiction. So sometimes you get beautiful choice wording. Oh, that's right. It's 10 o'clock. Well, sorry to wake you up, my dear. Thankfully, I'm far enough from my youngest daughter's room that I'm not too worried about waking her up, but unfortunately, yeah, sorry, headphone users. Yeah, sometimes I go, well, whenever I write dialogue, I just, I do your standard script stuff where I just have the name of the person and the line, and then the next line comes in, it changes to that person. But in between, sometimes I go to, I go a little bit too descriptive, and this is from my years of writing fan fiction for so long. You know, I wonder if there's anybody who watches my stuff that still remembers when I used to write fan fiction and just write fan fiction only. So in between script lines, I would just write such and such mutters something in annoyance, but sees what his friend is pointing towards and is driven speechless before he finishes his playful thought. He turns to see the person he didn't know he was referring to. You know? And then just person, colon, line, person, colon, line, person, colon, line. And then it goes back to, after some more skillful dodging, there is finally... they finally find a chance to catch them off guard and take I'm like hesitating saying this stuff out loud. I feel silly. That's just me. I don't think I could ever write an actual script worth a darn. To make sure that that is on loop, and make sure that that's all tucked in. Now, what else did I want to mention? We are in the final days of using Patreon as a main platform. I'm actually going to be moving to Coffee. I've been really thinking about it. I don't think that there is harm in keeping Patreon active as long as I am very direct with how I am using the funds from it. And I think I'm just going to leave it more as a tip jar, but I'm gonna stop doing major updates through it. What I'll be doing instead is that I'll be doing major updates through coffee instead. I'll be going back to well, I'll be able to backlog, take a big backlog of Patreon stuff and post it on DeviantArt, and I don't think I'm going back to Tumblr unless it is only to do like small short stories like I used to do. I like doing short stories, it's nice, but it's not my priority at the moment. Well, my next projects are going to be just the way that I have been helped and I have received the support that I have. Like, I want to be able to recognize, I want to give proper recognition to everybody to help me through that. So I'm working on a plan to make that happen. So hand is probably better down here. Excuse me. If my plan goes correctly, by next week, the setup is going to be looking a little different. At least during the intro and the outro, it will look a little different because the patrons are going to be a permanent part of that. That I've decided from a very long time ago that I needed that to happen, and it's really for them, but I also feel like if I don't do it, it just won't feel right to me. I feel like they've done way too much for me for them to not go recognize that the way they should. If I have any in the crowd, well, y'all don't know how special you are to me. And even those who are not, even those who just like come in and just listen and pop in to say hi, that's okay. It's all good. I'm still ridiculously thankful. It's wild the way that, guys, it's 2021. I started posting this in 2010, but I have been doing this so much longer than that. KK Bassa, that's a good one. I talked, I don't remember if it was last stream or the stream prior to that, but I did talk a little bit about how I was really enjoying the Animal Crossing DLC. I finally wrapped up the main story of the DLC, and I was very pleasantly surprised with how much they were able to pack in from previous games. And it just did my heart real good. And they totally spoiled how online they spoiled how I mean what happens does the way KK does his comeback. But however, I haven't been spoiled on how Wilbur looks without his glasses, so I look forward to looking at that. I haven't asked him to dance yet, but I'll ask him to dance tonight. Tonight is a dance night in Animal Crossing. Every time I hear this particular KK song, I think of the movie. I think of the anime. And it goes from a really nice sit down in your cafe and sip your cappuccino while you do your homework type music to very sad music instead, because of the context of that the movie gave the song. So I got a little emotional there for a second. You guys hear the fridge? It's going so overly conscious of all the sounds around me. Oh man. That's why I have to work with music. Usually my music is much louder, but don't want to do that to y'all. I got low engagement today, don't worry. Let's just pretend the music is real loud in my mind. It's hard to do that when it's lo-fi. Because it's low. It's already low. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Forget about everything. So from the very first time I drew her, so I have been changing the way that she has looked throughout the entire decade. Well, that's the same goes for everybody, but I think Sandy is the most notable now. She's become the most notable now. People are gonna still like me when they find out how the story takes a turn. Shh, everybody shush. It's okay. Everything will be fine. It's a nice thing is that I'll be able to freehand without going over, and then eventually I'll be able to get rid of the sketch. So actually I can just call it panel 1 sketch, and I am going to be sticking to sketches for a while as far as line art will go. I'm not going to go overly fancy with it, because if I go overly fancy with it, I am going to be here forever, because I'm very self-critical. Let me see, it is almost 10:30. Let me, if you guys don't mind, let me actually take a pause. I have to get some water. I am completely empty, and I am trying to stay as hydrated as possible. So let me pull y'all over here and see you in just a couple minutes. So the bottle is full now. My my little one has decided to brand everything I have with Animal Crossing stickers. So this is my Eloise bottle. And having it next to me just reminds me about the fact that I have to keep as hydrated as possible, especially because I am moving more than ever before. I've lost a bit of weight lately, and it's really just less eating. Well, that's not true. I still eat well, but I just I've been prioritizing my daughter's eating rather than mine. So so sometimes it gives me time to actually get hungry, and then I have time to think. It's like, well, instead of having the same thing I always do, why not mix it up a little? Or why not take the opportunity to have something better for me? Yeah. I like to think that's the reason. That's the reason why I've lost weight. But it's really just a bunch of minuscule, almost unnoticeable changes. At least to me, they were barely noticeable. I want to make. I do have a lot of shoulder room here specifically because I want a bubble here. I will have a bubble here, and I will have a bubble here. So I do have a lot of open room there just because of that. One at a time. I hope I haven't like really messed anything up for myself. No, I haven't. Actually, if anything, he should be facing the other way, but I will tend to that as it comes, because those are usually very small. What? Okay. I can't start from outside in. Okay, I see. So I have to start from inside out, not outside in. Well, that's a little finicky. Because if I'm starting from here... Oh no, I don't know if I like that. Let me see if I can figure this out. What is different from the others? Okay. Don't show ruler then. So because I'm not showing ruler, will it actually help me? Yeah, it will. Okay, that's what it was. I had the ruler tethered to the line. Oh, that's new to me. That's me learning. So what I had activated is the ruler. So if I deactivate it, it is not going to magnetize my art right to the panel wall, which I appreciate a whole bunch because I sketch, you know, freely. I don't sketch only right inside the panel. Like I have to have, even though it will not show up in the panel, I will kind of sweep and I will have my art kind of flow outside of it. Makes me sad that there's so many people that don't like this character. I get it. I really do. But should I really be sad when I know the full extent of where his story is gonna go and nobody else does? Like, should I really be? Like, maybe I only like him because I know where, you know, storyline, where story-wise, where things end up for him. And a lot more of it ties to Animal Crossing lore than most people think. I'd like to believe that I didn't make up a lot of the stuff that he has. But everybody under the same personality tree in Animal Crossing is the same, except for little details that get added in small chunks over the series. And it's been really, really pleasant to... Well, it's been distressing and pleasant at the same time, because... Distressing because they kind of turned him into a sweet boy, and he wasn't a sweet boy always. They even changed the way that his face looks. Everybody's talking about how one of the new Animal Crossing characters, one of the new Animal Crossing villagers that came in with the new 2.0 update is a villager called Marlowe, and he has some very unorthodox facial expressions compared to everybody else's. His angry face is very ghoulish and like intimidating and scary, and his happy face is like this like kind of drugged out bliss. It's really very silly, and his I believe his catchphrase is gapiche, not capiche, but gapiche. And it's like, I see what you're doing. I know what you're doing. You're making your little Grand Theft Auto hamster. I see. But the way that he had unorthodox like facial expressions compared to the rest, that's how Static used to be, which is why I chose him to be in my story. I thought that it was very peculiar that when he was angry, he would smile. Every other character, every other villager in my in my town You know, when you're angry, you make an angry face. But when he was angry, he would make like this, like, kind of like sadistic, like, face. And when he would smile, he would frown. And I was like, such a, like, weirdo, it's like very villainous kind of like look. And that's partly why I chose him to be the character he is. And it's cool that the Animal Crossing team decided to like keep a lot of what the original home charm that he had. Like, he had more of a, he looked like he was like really into grunge, wanted to be like a future musician, like this like misguided youngster hanging out with the wrong crowd type of look. And they kind of removed a lot of what made him like possibly a bad guy. And now he's just a big ball of adorable, but he still has like, you know, the skull heads and the death metal like looking like room and his collection of guitars and all this stuff. So he's still, I feel like he even today he still kind of looks the part. So he's not completely, it's not completely out of left field. The reason I chose him to be who he is. It's nice to know that that's not completely gone. But yeah, like the villainous like original aspect is completely gone. That makes me a little sad. But yeah, it was supposed to be all about, you know, like in Animal Crossing he is like this old man, and but here in this comic none of that has happened yet. Like, why is he where he is? Why is he, you know, why is he doing the things he is? Why is he so, like, is he misguided? Does he actually want to do these things? Which, you know, I have pretty much shown that he definitely does in his current state. But they haven't completely like blotted out the original reason why I had him out to be who he is. I hear a door opening. The door is loud, you don't have to sneak, it's okay. Alright. We're gonna be on stream for another, yeah, another 14 minutes. Guess it should be about that time to wrap up anyway. Yeah, all that is gonna be post now. Lots of fun effects now that I've been finding through Clip Studio. I'll work on those off screen. Yeah, it's really sad how much trouble I've had with this page. So my Logi is pretty new. I like the camera. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't swivel. And that is the only reason why I haven't been streaming more, because I thought I don't want to stream computer stuff all the time. I thought it would be really nice to, like, every now and then maybe stream my painting instead. And I did try that last time, and I don't like how it looked. I really don't. It was awkward. It was at an off angle, and I think it would be different if it was an easel, and if it was an overhead. If there was a way that I could just like hover the camera over it while not showing myself, I think it would have a better view. But I haven't figured that out yet. I will soon. I did try a couple of things. I have like these little clip claws that hold things. The problem is that I think these clip claws are made for like phones and not really like something like a small webcam. So trying that out did not work out for me. It was a little funny trying to navigate that. Right, so... Oh no, I don't want to move that. That's gonna stay there. And that's where I just was. Just looking at some of my old uploads, and I found the voice meme video. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do that again, but wouldn't it be funny to kind of just answer the questions all over again and see how different I am from like 11 years ago to today? I know for sure some of those questions are going to be incredibly dated, as I do remember that the very first question was about how Mass Effect is so incredible, and it just came out, and should you, like, have you like played it? Do you want to play it? Do you want to draw fan art of it? You know. So I am not quite there. This is something I don't have a reference for, is the way that she jolts back. So maybe I should do because I have the spine kind of turning this way, but I do want... So the elbow should be like brought back. I did get a little nostalgic when I looked at that video, because I saw that some of the people that asked me questions were friends of mine that I met through DeviantArt that kind of stopped coming to the site, and just that was the only way that I would communicate with them. So it was, just friends that disappeared off the face of the earth. So it was a little there was a little bit of a sad nostalgia to it. Melancholy, I guess. So that's gonna be a stagger. I do want her leg kind of like, I have one leg kind of like going backwards a bit, and then another one just like straight up going up. We're about to wrap up in a bit, but I wanted to mention thank you for joining me today. I try to stream on Fridays, but yesterday was a little bit difficult. It was a very long day. I was very tired, very aching, and I am a bit aching today still, but not as much as yesterday. And I just couldn't bring myself to sit in a chair for way too long. I just wanted to go to bed right away. And then, even though I wanted to go to bed right away, I ended up not going to bed right away and just wallowing, lying down. Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to try something. I won't be able to try it in these next few panels because she's positioned in a really weird way. But there's a funny little thing I found. And it is this clothing brush that makes a simple frill. I'm like, oh, that's gonna make drying her skirt very easy. But I don't know if I should use it or not because it looks like it's a lot more detailed than what I usually put on her skirt. So it may come up in the future, maybe not, but. I have her tail lifted up a little bit more than usual, as it is trying to stop her from falling backwards. I'll have that there to remind me, but oh yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the sting. I am so glad. I am so glad that I was able to get this chair. I am very thankful to all of my patrons. They were able to help me get so much. That has been able to help me like stay and do this stuff so much longer than what I usually do. Yeah, this allows me to make this panel so much bigger. I appreciate that a lot. But let me actually go ahead and wrap it up. I apologize that I wasn't able to make too much of an impressive take. A lot of it was me kind of pausing and being like, wait, why isn't this working? And why isn't that working? But I am confident that I'll be able to get some good work underway in the next few days. I'm just... it's good to do this again. It's a silly thing. I'm in my 30s. I have a daughter. I have a husband. I have a home to take care of. But this silly stuff, I like this silly stuff. It's peaceful to me. It's fun. It's and just being able to close off another chapter, make you know, finish another scene is just like another tiny inch of closure to me. Don't know what it is about that. I just there's an attachment that has come to it, that has come from it. As much as I want to move on to some more professional work, and I am. It's just I also have been wanting to stream this too. I want to do good by you guys. There's a lot of you that watch me just for agency, and there's a lot of you that watch me just for me, and one way or another, just I hope to make you guys like smile and just, you know, keep on speculating and having fun and all that good stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. You're loved and appreciated, and I hope you will come by another, well, today was Saturday, but I will try to do Friday next time again. Thank you so much.